It's me, Rogue Assassin here, and I'll be bringing you part 0 to what if Deku had, as the as the picture explains, basically had kind of an animatronic quirk, or not of an animatronic quirk, more of he's working with animatronics. He Well, before we get into the how the animatronics are gonna get in the Hero Academia universe, we first must get into the what Deku's quirk is gonna be. Deku's quirk is gonna be like on the surface, it's telekinesis, obviously, simple telekinesis. Actually, not even simple telekinesis is quite strong. He can lift things up, throw things around, move things with his mind. He can bend things, obviously, the usual telekinesis, if everyone knows what they are. He can also slow down bullets, and yeah, can he can kind of read your mind, but if you have a strong will and you actually like know that someone's reading your mind, yeah, he can be forced out of their mind. And he can also hear people's thoughts, obviously. That's reading his mind. He can hear other people's thoughts. And if, yeah, that's it. But if someone else has also a telekinesis quirk, just like he is, well, basically, it's gonna block each other out. It's gonna block his quirk. You won't be able to enter the person's mind and they won't be able to enter his mind, and no one will be able to enter his mind. No one will be able to take possess of him, control of him, because there's another side to his quirk that we that is a more spiritual side. It's basically relies on souls, and souls that are pure, basically filled with anger and hatred, that they're so angry they don't even leave to the afterlife. They want to punish the person that got them to die in the first place. Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with my other series where two worlds are connected, which is Hollow Knight and Naruto. I'm gonna do the same thing here. The Five Nights at Freddy's universe and the the Five Nights at Freddy's universe and the My Hero Academia universe is going to be connected, and they'll only get as strong at a full moon. Basically, the connections are between two universes will basically get stronger on a full moon. So that means more things will easily be able to pass through on a full moon. Yeah, basically that. As we're gonna say that Deku needs to first awaken his quirk because he hasn't awakened it yet. And a lot of children has been bullying him because number one, they think he's quirkless, and basically they just harassing him, straight on harassing him, picking on him, fighting with him. Yeah, and he decided to take the long way home, decided to walk around town until he came across this abandoned, burnt down building. This building set on fire for some. No one knows why this abandoned building got set on fire, but it just set on fire and they had to call the fire department to put the fire out. Or a few heroes that could use had water quirks basically to put the fire out. The building was burnt down. Basically, the building was burnt right down. The walls, everything was. All that was left is basically the walls. As Deku is basically walking in this building, as he doesn't know, it's also full moon. It's technically night right now, and at the same time, it's a full moon, and this is where the two worlds of Five Nights at Freddy's and My Hero Academia connect, as you can say the spirits that linger on, and this is taking place once the animatronics defeated Vanny. Basically, this is taking place during the Rockstar animatronics, the new animatronics that look so rock pop style. The new animatronics that's out. Yes, this is taking place after the shopping mall incident and after they captured Vanny and after they like captured and arrested Vanny and Jeremy was like alright. Basically, it's taking place there as the souls are still lingering on because this is still a Five Nights at Freddy's place. They still like all the souls are here of dead children are here now, and they still basically they don't want to go to the afterlife yet. They're still punishing the person that got them in this. They're punishing the person that killed him in the first them in the first place, and they're still doing that until the souls get transported what they think is a bright light and they think they are actually going to the afterlife. No, they got transported to another section, or they got transported to an unknown location, an abandoned burnt down building. All the spirits got transported here, by the way. So that means all the five children that first died, the crying child obviously. And if you're wondering what the crying child animatronic is let me just check here. This is the crying child animatronic. It's basically Shadow Freddy. There is a theory going around, and I think there is proof of this. If you don't know, just watch Game Series. Yeah, the Game Series channel. And there are two spirits to this in Golden Freddy. So there's not just one, there's two. Which I would say the first one would be Quirk, which is Shadow Freddy, that is basically controlling Golden Freddy, and another character which I have no idea the name of. I do not wish to remember it right now. But comment down below her real name. If you know it, that's also position Golden Freddy with the crying child, obviously. We have the marionette, obviously. Her soul's also here with our other two souls, which I have to go find now. Yes, yes, Ennard Spirit is also here. I don't know why he's here, it's just here. As Springtrap, William Afton's spirit or Springtrap is also here. The evil guy is also spirit is also here. Nightmare Freddy. I bet you're thinking, isn't this part of isn't this just a kid's imagination? Yes, it is. But because for Christ's sakes, I'm gonna say he's actually like a spirit. It's like Golden Nightmare Freddy is actually a spirit, basically, and he's here, just a very angry spirit. And also this one, Nightmare is also here, another spirit. But these spirits, unlike the rest of these spirits over here that I showed you, and the puppet, these spirits are interactable. That means anybody in the real world can interact with these spirits. And their spirit form is this. Yes, there are two bears. So this one is Nightmare Golden Freddy, the one with the purple and purple bow tie, purple hat. And Nightmare is next to him, the one with the black bow tie and black hat. And yes, they look similar, but this one's more golden than the one you saw on the side. These guys are yellow, not golden. Just straight. If you think they're golden, they're not. Just think of them both bears as yellow bears. This is a golden bear, and this is a purple bear. Just think of it like that. And so, Golden Freddy, Shadow Freddy, Nightmare, and Nightmare Golden Freddy is all interactable, so they're all posing as bears.
and they can't change into their real forms because it's not the time to change into their real forms. Puppet also has a doll form, but Puppet, oh that's really good. Go through. Puppet also has a doll form, but she rather stay as a spirit for now, as
Basically, we see a very young Izuku, and you might be wondering why is young, why is like Izuku is like basically like 6 years old. His quirk hasn't manifested yet, and I bet you're wondering why is a 6 year old in an abandoned, burnt down building? Well, basically think of it as plot armor, I guess. He was just out busy playing in. Okay, so I'm gonna move the location. I'm not gonna say is a city. I'm gonna say this is somewhere in the forest. It's an old, abandoned, burnt down building. All there's left is walls, and there's like weird drawings on the walls. Yeah, basically that. And it's in the forest. He was busy playing in the forest because his mother took him out for a picnic. Simple. I've changed the story. Forget everything I said about the he's walking, and it was getting dark. It was getting dark, and he was also collecting firewood for his mother as well while he was busy playing. So he came across this abandoned building, and he found two bears. This bear's being Nightmare, and yes, and the rest of the animatronics are here. It's only these guys. It's just Innard, Springtrap, Night Nightmare, Nightmare Golden Freddy, Shadow Freddy, and Golden Freddy, and Puppet. They're the only animatronics that are here. But it doesn't mean that they can't bring more to them. Like, more can't come. And I bet you're wondering how other animatronics are going to get into the My Hero Academia universe. That's for Puppet to decide.
and Golden Freddy.
Because both of them has powers that are very unique for animatronics. Also, Shadow Freddy can do something, but he has less power than Golden Freddy. Basically, he has half of what Golden Freddy's power has, and he can't be interacted by the. Basically, he's like an illusion. You can see him; he's really there, but you can't interact with him. But he can interact with everything around him fine. He can make things float. Shadow Freddy. He can make things float. He can basically make you scared. So yeah, now, explanations out of the way, let's continue on with the story. So I said that Deku found two bears while he was wandering through the forest. He was quite scared. He was quite scared, obviously, because it's getting dark, and he found two bears. He picked the bears up, and he decided to bring it with him with the firewood he collected to camp, as his mother is like, "So, Midoriya, you collected the firewood I asked you?" I was getting worried. I mean, you were taking quite long. As Midoriya, as a 6 year, obviously as a 6 year old child, he says yes. He's collected the firewood, like his mother asked, and he also found two bears. As he asked his mother if he can keep them. As she first looks at the bears, as there's nothing like basically wrong with the base. It looks brand new. And she's like, sure, but where did you find it? As Diggo's like, I think I found it somewhere in the forest and no one was around me, so I took it. As Inko's probably thinking it's probably campers that lost their bear that came a few minutes before. And she says yes, you can keep it because no one's gonna come back for it and they probably forgot it, so Deku keeps the two bears. And I bet you're wondering, isn't this bad? Isn't the animatronics gonna attack him? No. Deku's quirk, there's another thing to Deku's quirk, is he attracts basically any spirit that is angry around him. Basically they feel calm. They feel, how can I say it? They feel relieved. Their anger is gone, taken away, basically. And they don't hurt anyone. The spirit becomes, you can say, a good spirit, sorts. But whoever hurts him, then the spirit will attack the person that hurts Deku, basically. Deku will also have some more abilities, but I'll go over that. I'll go over that later. As Izuku Midoriya, it's getting dark. Inko sets a fire, and Inko's not alone, by the way. Hasashi's here also. I'm just gonna say Hasashi also came because Inko can't do all of this alone. So Hasashi's also there. He likes a fire. They have marshmallows, yada yada. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna kill off Hasashi soon because he's not supposed to be in the he's not supposed to be in the first place. And now that he's here, I have to kill him off. So basically, I'm not gonna kill him off right now. I might even not get the chance to kill Hasashi off in part 0. Or maybe I will. You never know. As basically Deku finally starts getting tired as he goes to sleep with these two new bears. As basically these bears, like while they were sleeping, they slowly, their white eyes start looking at each other. Basically one eye like moves to one of the bears and the other eye of the other bear is moving to that bear that's looking at him. As they're looking at each other now, as Inko comes, as they turn their eyes back, as she's not creeped out by the bears. She's just weary of where the bears even came from and where Zoop even got the bears. As she looks like basically picks the bears from Izuku's hold as she looks in their eyes, like making sure there's no camera in the bears because you never know, could be something watching. As she puts the bears down and she says fine, probably the bears are safe for now. As she closes the tent, as we're gonna skip. I'm gonna do a time skip to when Deku finally gets his quirk. He is not gonna get his quirk just like the last time in like the Undertale what if I'm doing. And I haven't did that for a while, so the next what if to maybe tomorrow shall be Undertale what if. I just need to do a bit more research and then I'll continue it. But continuing on, as we are going to do a time skip here to when Deku is maybe, say now, 7, as Bakugo is bullying Deku, and this time, like, let's just say they're still in primary school, so they have to they have to bring something. Basically, it's just show and tell. They have to bring something they like the most and tell why they like it, basically. As Deku has not just had 2 bears now, he has more than 2, and give me a minute for this, guys. Hold on, guys, we're gonna backtrack to when is this moment that I forgot to tell you. Once Deku like had his bears for a few days, he left the house on, you can say, a vacation, and he left his bears there, and 1 week later he came back to his room to find multiple plushies on his bed. This was one of the plushies in the back, and yes, it's a green bunny. It's a basically glitch trap because remember William Afton's spirit is still here. This plushie was also here, and this is basically, think of this as Ennard. Basically, Ennard is just posing because he wants to stick to the theme of bears. He wants to stick to the theme of a bit more beary. He wants to stay undercover. This is Puppet's bear form, or basically his plushy bear form. Inward, obviously, but he's not gonna look like that. He's gonna look like this. Puppet is gonna look like Lefty. Bear like plushy Lefty, and basically he's gotten these two bears also. So he's gotten 9 toy bears basically. 9 toy bears, which every one of them posing as a different bear or plushie, bunny or bear, one of the two. As basically now we're gonna skip to a 7-year-old Deku, which has to bring like things for show and tell. Doesn't need to bring all of it, he just needs to bring things. As he brings his 9 plushy bears, obviously plushy toys. And basically once Deku hits 10, this like number of plushies is still gonna start growing, because the number of spirits that is coming from the Five Nights at Freddy's world is gonna come, and just how can I say it, chill by Deku as toy bears, because just plot armor, I guess, or some soul spirits are gonna be trapped here and then just find their way back here to where the other lost souls are basically. As Deku brings his 9 like toy plushies to class, and as he's speaking about them, Bakugo is still like, "You sleep with toy bears." It's like basically calling him a baby, a nerd, calling him a Deku, obviously. You know how Bakugo is. He's gonna make I don't want to swear, but okay, a dumb, He's basically gonna make he's basically gonna be a jerk. That's what he is. As everyone's laughing at him that he brought toy bears, plushy bears, to, how can I say it, class. As Deku is like basically angry. As all the animatronics, they are spirits still, so they are seeing this through toy bears' eyes and toy plushie's eyes, basically. As Deku puts all of them in the bag, and he basically says he doesn't care, even if he has toys. I mean, there are a lot more people that carry toys. Like I just showed you, Deku didn't bring it, and if you're wondering why Deku didn't bring an All Might figurine, he still looks up to All Might, obviously, but he holds his bears in more. How can you say it? He basically he his bears are more important than All Might figurines. That's what he that's his mindset. So they basically he's fine if one of the All Might toys gets broken. He does get angry and he does try to fix it, but if one of the toy plushies get broken, he loses it. He basically is going to kill whoever broke, or basically let one string out of the toy's bear's head, basically. Because Deku likes the toys, he just has a weird connection to them, and he wants to keep them. Now I'm gonna have a time skip here to, let's see. I'm gonna have a time skip here to after class, and the reason why this is only taking now and not when Deku is 5, because this is when Deku's gonna unlock his quirk now. As Bakugo is busy picking on this girl, as Deku tries to protect her, obviously canon style. Basically Bakugo rushes. Everything happens in canon. Rushes Deku as Deku closes his eyes, like points his hand, pushes points his hands in front of him, puts his hands in front of him, and closes his eyes as he's like, please work. As Deku, basically Bakugo's now being slowly lifted off the ground. As basically when Deku opens his eyes, he sees Bakugo's flying. As he's using his mind to do this. As when Deku loses focus and is wondering what's going on, Bakugo just drops to the floor. He's like, so you have a quirk now, nerd. Well, you better use it. Well, you better learn how to use it now. Because I'm still gonna kick your ass. As Bakugo, like, basically lunges at Deku. As Deku jumps out of the way, he basically jumps out of the way. Bakugo, like, lands and then chases after Deku. As he sends an explosion, as when Bakugo was about to send the explosion, his hand stopped and he just couldn't move as Deku is using his mind to stop his opponent. As basically this is not Deku anymore. This is like nothing's taking like control of him. It's just like objects are now like lifting up in the air, and this isn't Deku. Basically, you can see like rocks, massive like rocks, stones, and there's like Kachan is basically like watching this, like what's going on, as he looks behind Deku, as he sees this.
Let me go pause every picture.
He sees this purple bear, as basically like how can I say it? It's like a purple like robotic bear, as it's basically like it's acting like it's like broken, as it's lagging, as it's like moving its head left, right, as all you can hear it says one word, go or die, as just that, and it's constantly saying that, go or die, like it's whispering first, then it gets louder and louder, and it starts screaming it, as Buck is like, whatever dude, I'm out, as he starts running, as everyone starts running, as when the like spirit helped Deku.
In a way, when Sheriff really tried like to help Deku, Deku's eyes turned into, how can I say it, his whole
His whole like eye turned black, and his pupil just had like white in it, basically animatronic eye. As it goes away, Deku gets his normal green eyes back, as he helps the girl. As I don't know who the ship is gonna be. Comment down below if you want a ship or not. But I'm still not sure who the ship is gonna be. But continuing on, as Deku helps the girl out, as basically canon style, he goes home. He tells his mother he has a quirk. His mother takes his Izuku to the quirk doctor the following day, as they say that he has a telekinesis quirk and a strong one. As basically everything goes up into canon except for now Bakugo like is now like placing Deku as a target because Deku's quite strong and whatever he did really scared him. So Bakugo is not gonna, how can you say, bully Deku that often because he's like still like has that weird thing that happened with him and Shadow Freddy behind Deku, like warning him to like try it and he's gonna, and Shadow Freddy's gonna finish him off. Basically he still has that like that moment in his mind and it doesn't leave him, and that just makes Bakugo, how can I say it, fear Deku a little bit. But not to the point where he's like doesn't talk to him, like he basically calls him a monster. No, he fears him because of the power that Izuku could use, and his quirk could have. But that just also makes him more excited to fight him the next time when Bakugo gets stronger. As Bakugo also gets the, how can I say it, the drive to train as he starts training. As Deku's also been training his quirk, he's been slowly lifting up heavy things And telekinesis can do a lot. Like also you can create a shield if you are strong, if you have a strong mind. As Deku has been strengthening his mind, meditating, and every time he meditates, everything's like starts to like how can I say it? It starts to float basically. He starts lifting everything up. So you can imagine how strong his Quirkers is. As also while he's meditating, he's also like creating how can I say it? A mind like okay, a mind. He's creating a mind realm for himself. And he's doing like training with his Quirk in his mind realm while he is meditating. As in the real world, the things that watches over Deku while he's meditating is basically the animatronic teddy bears, the animatronics that pose as teddy bears that are trapped in the My Hero Academia world. As in why they want to help him, they just don't know. It's just Izuku, just like how can I say, Izuku has a calming Izuku like has a calming way. He like calms them down whenever they're like angry. But when something like attacks him, then they get riled up, and then they have to intervene. But Deku doesn't know. Like now that the animatronics are with him, his Quirk is gaining a bit more. How can I say animatronic features? As if you're wondering what Deku is gonna become a hero, he's not gonna become a villain. He's not gonna become a vigilante. As Deku is going to be known as a horror hero. Basically, think of it as Mr. Azawa. He's a, like, how can you say it, a back brawler? No, an alley brawler. He fights criminals in the alleyways, close quarters. He's not well known as one of, like, a strong hero, but he's known as a hero that is, how can I say it, fights in the shadows, and is not in public eye that often. As that's what Deku's going to be known as. He's going to be known as the horror hero, but it doesn't mean he's not going to work in the open. It means his best places to fight is going to be somewhere in the alleyways, in the dark tunnels, in the sewers, yeah, you name it, or somewhere at night, and especially at night because he's going to be a horror hero. His like strongest time is at night. And he's also going to be kind of an interrogation hero as well because he's going to interrogate his enemies with fear. And because Golden Freddy is with him, he can put them through the same thing that William Afton had to do in his hell. Yes, he can create the customized realm if he trains his mind to if he trains his mind realm to accommodate all the animatronics that can enter the mind realm. So far he hasn't trained it that, only he can be in it, but soon animatronics will start going in his mind realm, and basically he can talk to them from there. But only he can enter it. Basically, and the animatronics are just watching him. And remember, they're all children, some of them are all children. Actually, a lot of them are all children. As the only adult I think is William. And I think, yeah, William, actually not all of them were children. Not all of them were children. As I'm basically gonna stop it there. The reason why, because number one, I do not want to go through, basically I'm gonna say that I'm gonna stop at the end of the Izuku's high school. I'm gonna stop it when he's supposed to like go for the entrance. I'm gonna stop it before the sludge villain attack. So the reason why I'm stopping it there because I have big things for the sludge villain attack and everything else. And I need to get some more pictures and do some more research. and also prepare for the next what if that's coming up, which I think the next what if I'm totally sure, is going to be the basically the bad time squad. I like to call them the bad. I like to call them the bad time squad. The Undertale what if, basically the Deku Undertale what if, and then after the Deku Undertale what if, I might do another Naruto Hollow Knight, or I'm going to like do part one of what if Deku was basically had that suit. Basically, I can't remember the what if, but yeah, that suit what if from Anthem, that suit. So I'm going to see you guys and bye.